Hello everyone, welcome to another video for Mesolite Visual. Today we'll be doing a construction simulation. As you see on your screen, we'll be doing this animation using ArchiCAD and Lumion. So without any further ado, let's get started. The first part or the first stage is to prepare your model. I'm going to create an exploded view to filter elements in your project according to the construction stage that we are going to simulate in Lumion. So once you are done with filtering, you export these elements separately as an independent pieces. The second stage is to create a system or prepare a Lumion system of our animation. So layers are key fundamental of this process. So we're going to create a series of layers that is addressing the animation stage or the construction stage on how the animation is going to run. So I'll start by foundation, floor slabs, walls, just like that, as according to the stages of these animations. So yeah. Once you are done with the layers, is the importing of elements. You're going to import all elements according to their layers. I'm using Lumion 12, so I can create a folder for construction simulation and then place all the elements in the folder. When you are importing elements in Lumion, placing them, they have to share the same point or the same origin point, even though it's not a big issue now because we can later use alignment tool to align all elements. But you would want them to be at least on the same point, even though it's not accurate, but there has to be just relatively on the origin point for easy selection and when you are trying to align them.
the place you call here and now.
Once all elements are placed, you select all of them and go to the task tools and align all elements in one position. So just to make sure everything is aligned before we can start our animation. Once we're done with the texturing of your all elements, you have to create a movie or a video for the animation. It has to take around 10 to 15 seconds depending on how long you want your animation to run. In this case, we're going to use 15 seconds, and then add an advanced move effect to the video. This is the core of our animations, and then hit on edit to access the keyframing of tools like rotate, scale, move freely, move up and down, and which is the one that we're going to use. Make sure the keyframe is on 0 seconds, and then move all elements to the starting point. So for the foundation, it's going to be imaging from the ground, so the starting point will be underneath the ground. Same applies to floors and walls. Then the rest of the elements are going to fall from sky, so it means the starting point is going to be up. They're going to be hidden up, and then they're going to fall from the sky, just like that.
Is what the whole universe is doing at the place you call here and now.
From here, once we are done with moving all elements to the starting position, we are going to bring them back to the original place by keyframing each by second. So I'm going to use each every second to bring or to drop elements. So for example, we're going to keyframe, we're going to start with the foundation. So if we select foundation, there we go, and then move the keyframe to 5 seconds or a second, then we move back the element to the original place, just like that. We're going to do the same to all elements, just like that. I've picked the wrong one, so it has to be the footing. There we go. From here, I'm moving again to another second and bring a floor slab. Bring a floor slab to the original place or original position. Then again, keyframe the walls like so. Then we're gonna keyframe, if you can try test and see the results so far.
Is what the whole universe is doing at the place you call here and now.
we came to the end of the keyframing for all elements. As you can see, when you play it, you see all elements now coming back to the original place, which is very interesting. There we go. Then you click OK, and then from the movie window you can also check it's also doing the same thing. We can spice it up on the build mode by adding dimensions and heights for the element using the utility tools. So if you click on measure, you can display a measurement for each whatever side you want to do. I'll do this one and that, and then make sure there is space between the measurement and the elements, like that. And place text. This text is going to display the height of the elements. So I'm going to start with the floor finished level. Click on the floor, then let's increase the range for the visibility of this. Then from here we're going to edit the text to be plus or minus 2.1 or sorry 0.00. Yeah, as you can see, perfect. It's good to have this kind of information. It will give the effect of depth in terms of your annotation. So you can also do for the heights of the openings, just like that. We're going to do the same thing, make it visible just like that, and this is going to be plus 2.1. yeah, and then you can place another one to the top of the walls, just like that. Then the value is going to be plus 3.1. Perfect. It's great. And then from here you can use the effect on the window, on the movie window, effect of facing, to make or to animate this. You would want them to come in on a specific timing instead of just showing them permanently on the start of the animation. So yeah, make sure they are assigned the layers so that you can use the facing. Assign them appropriate layers, just like that. Go to the movie window, and here we're going to add an effect. Let's add an effect for facing. Animated facing. There we go. Click on edit. Here we're going to ask keyframe, but let's add the parameters to represent all these elements we want to keyframe. And then we'll select the first one, and then it's going to be only dimensions. Make sure this is active, and then we're going to set on how long we want this animation to, the dimension to be visible in our animation. Obviously, it's when the slab is showing up from the ground, so it has also to come up and display the size of, or the width of the floor, just like that. And then let's move on to the other one. We'll click that and then hit on edit. We're selecting the floor finished level, and then OK. Make sure we're going to keyframe it once the floor slab is up. I think it's around the range for 25 seconds. Yeah. And then the third is the height for the openings. Do the same, and then it's going to be revealed around there, 30 seconds. Same applies to the last, which is the this is going to be the height of the walls, just like that. Okay, so that's basically the keyframing of the visibility of these elements. As you can see, when I play it, it will come like that. So these are the effects on how we want them to show when they reveal. As you can see, yeah, this one is perfect. Okay. Okay guys, we came to the end of our tutorial. Thank you once again for tuning in to this video. If you want these files for this project, check the link on the description or you get all the downloads. Thank you.